Glad to have you join us now. So let's get started now. I have with me Charles Fakro, iBrandTV senior analyst, joining us now about the Zoom call. Thank you for your time, Charles. It's good to see you again, and good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Nigerians. Thank you for having me.
Let's get started right away. No going back. That's what the NLC is saying. And if you remember, as at yesterday, the body churned a meeting called by federal government to address this issue of subsidy, to come to a compromise. But it looks like they are not ready to, agree with the government persuasion. Whether they are going to, agree to that is what we don't know yet. But they are bent on going on strike this Wednesday. So talk to us about this, negotiation. So what do you think? And how do you think we should go about this? How do you think NLC should go about this on one hand? And secondly, how do you think the government needs to approach this?
Yes, thank you very much. Well, we must look at the issues very critically because in fairness to the new government, this is a problem that has been inherited. But the government is a continuum, so they just have to face the problem head-long without shying away from it. But first of all, for me, the government has not even shown enough commitment to resolve this issue with NLC. Now, you have not even set up a team, an official team that will discuss with NLC and other stakeholders in terms of this subsidy removal. And that's why NLC is saying, no, you can't just have officials coming and discussing, which is not even your team, and you want us to go on the round table with you. Yes, the government will need to approach this very tactically and strategically. One, what are the things you need to put in place on ground to ensure that once this subsidy is removed, the impact will not be so devastating to the average Nigerian worker? Now, we talk about the refineries that are supposed to come on board. When is the Port Harcourt refinery going to start refining product and sending to the market? We need to have a date. That is one, so the workers will prepare and tighten their belts towards that. That is one. Looking at the transportation system, we have seen that everything, because of the fuel, the removal of subsidy, everything has gone up, has skyrocketed. What are the palliatives you have put in place? That is another issue.
So there are a number of issues on the table. One is that NLC is supposed to be fighting something different, a cost rather than this, because like you already said, this is something this government inherited from the former administration, and it's been long coming. It's a long way coming down here. So it has been removed. It has been removed. That's perhaps no going back again, because it seems that the government has a lot of support, to do that or to abide with the decision they have taken. But the question now is, quite a lot of people have said NLC, the body, is supposed to be fighting for how to invest back into the system, the subsidy. What they have the subsidy fund, because there's no budget anymore. What they are supposed to use for subsidy payment is supposed to be, invested into other sectors. That's what NLC is supposed to be fighting for. Do you think NLC is fighting for a cause that is not justified?
Well, I think NLC too, they also recognize the issue. I will not agree with you to say they are just fighting for removal. I mean, not to remove. Even within the NLC, they know that the time has come for this subsidy to be removed. But the argument obviously will be the Nigerian welfare of the Nigerian workers. Whether you remove subsidy or not, we all know that subsidy has been removed because there is no provision for it in the budget after June. So it is obvious subsidy has been removed. So like you said rightly, it's what are the things to put in place to ensure that the monies realized for the removal is used optimally for the improvement of standard of living of the average Nigerian, not only the organized labor union and their workers. So that is what NLC should be fighting for.
Okay, so we'll see that how that goes because they said there's no going back on the strike action scheduled for this week, Wednesday. Perhaps they'll be able to arrive at a compromise with the federal government before then. So let's keep a tab on that development.